Hello.
Hi. So we're just doing one update video this weekend. I think we may be. I don't know. We'll see if we keep doing that or not.
Yeah.
We're making this up as we go.
Yep.
Much like life.
Yep. So this weekend, Aria has started to spit up some more, which kind of a lot for her.
Yeah. So they as they normally do, they've been increasing her feeds, and they reached a point where the nurse practitioner thought that maybe we've just given her a little bit too much at once, that maybe we need to dial that back down because she was spitting up pretty consistently at every feeding. They dialed it down, and that seemed to help, but not eliminate the problem. Like, she wasn't spitting up consistently, but it was still happening, which is still unusual for her.
Yeah.
So they brought her feeds back down from 53 milliliters every 3 hours. They brought it down to 48. And like I said, that seemed to help, but not completely eliminate it. Part of the reason why it didn't completely stop may have been because of another issue that happened. A computer issue made them miss 3 doses of one of her medications. Basically, the computer, for whatever reason, just took that medication off of her chart completely, and it wasn't until almost 24 hours later that one of the doctors reviewing her chart for that morning was like, hang on, there's supposed to be something else here. And they got her back on it, but she was very agitated for that entire day. And that may have contributed to the spitting up.
Yep.
So
this weekend we've been able to see her in clothes, which is always super exciting for me. I've been waiting to see her in a cute little onesie or something, so that's made me happy, although she gets really warm really fast, so she can't really always stay in them right now. Not with them having to keep her swaddled because of her arms going everywhere.
She's not quite trustworthy enough with her hands being free.
No, she's gotten better at it though, for sure.
She does still try to pull on her tubes though.
Yes, she does. Let's see what else we have going on. So we haven't seen Aria smile much, but I did get her to smile. I was listening to some Christian rock music, and she started smiling, and I was like, all right.
Specifically Disciple.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, cool. Like, maybe like she actually got to hear some of the music I was listening to, like in the womb or something, and maybe it sounds familiar to her. So
some things are just genetic.
That made me happy.
It's just genetic, that's all.
And then within the last 24 hours,
last 24 hours have not been good.
No, not good for her. She's kind of acting kind of sick, but go ahead.
So they're not seeing all of the indicators that they would normally see for an infection. Her x-ray makes it look a bit like pneumonia, but they said that doesn't conclusively mean that it is pneumonia. There are other factors they have to look at, and so far her blood work that they've been able to get, because of her agitated state and how tense she is, they're not able to get enough blood drawn to do a full blood culture to check for a bacterial infection. But they were able to get cultures from other sources, and those so far haven't come back with any kind of growth so far. It's not quite been the amount of time for them to be able to call it a negative result yet, but no early indicators. Her other blood work, like checking her white blood cell counts and
C-reactive protein, an indicator for infection, those came back good.
Yeah, it doesn't look like her body is actively making more white blood cells to fight any infection. So they're trying to figure out exactly what's causing everything. Her heart rate has been elevated. Her oxygen needs have gone up. Early this morning, they had to put her at 100% oxygen again, but they've been able to bring that down. We stepped out of her room just a few minutes ago, and she was at 62% oxygen, which is much better. Still not quite where she was at the day before, but it's much better.
They've given her an IV to help the medicine like help her to give medicine faster, also giving her fluids, because they didn't take her off of feeds, but they reduced them for now.
And they've also put her on continuous feeds to try to help with the spitting up so that she's not getting a full volume of food and then emptying her stomach, and then a full volume of food and emptying her stomach instead. She's just getting a constant small amount that over time, like throughout the day, adds up to what her normal supply should be.
Yeah, it's less stress on her body that way. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. They're basically trying to give her a stable environment, help her get back to her baseline.
Yeah, and just keeping a really close eye on her for any signs of anything else going on. Like I said, they don't really know yet what's caused all this. They think that her having missed 3 doses of that medication,
Wasn't yesterday.
yeah,
I think it was
the day before yesterday, they think that it was certainly a contributing factor, but they think that there's got to be more to it than just that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're also not really seeing signs of an infection right now, which is good news because we really don't need her to go through that again. But at the same time, it's
Like, what is going on?
It would at least be an answer.
Yeah. She'll get through it.
Yeah.
She will.
She is already showing signs of improvement.
Yeah.
Not quite as rapidly as we'd hoped, but a lot better than we had feared.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, that's just kind of where this weekend is ending at.
And we were told that sometimes some babies in the NICU, it could kind of be like this. Well, we pointed out that she seems to have something every other weekend. And we pointed that out to the nurse practitioner, and he said sometimes that actually does happen. So hopefully, let's pray that she doesn't have something every other weekend. But we'll just see. We'll see what happens.
If it does go that route, then they've dealt with that before. They know how to handle it. But, we're fine not being part of that statistic.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, this is a verbal update for those who have seen our Facebook posts, and for those who haven't, it's a more full update for you guys. So, yeah, we hope you guys have had a good weekend. Anything else?
She still got to have snuggle time with Dad, her favorite, so that was good.
Yeah. Cool. We'll catch y'all later.